Hello and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop, your one stop for co-op news, reviews, and playthroughs. And today I'm playing through Marvel Champions. Yes, it's a new deck. I'm so excited. And this one's got me super excited. It's Spider, which I didn't know much about, but apparently it's a character named Penny Parker, and she has a mech suit basically that she goes inside of. So super excited to play with this Spider deck. Now, this is a first play and impressions video. I will be honest, I recorded this and I screwed up her mechanics so badly that I had to re-record it. I didn't realize it until I played again with Terrence. So this isn't really a first impressions. This will be my third time playing with her, but I feel like I've got a feel for her mechanics now. So I still think you'll get my genuine excitement because I will tell you a little bit of a spoiler. I'm very happy with her. So we'll talk at the end how happy I am with her when I get to the impressions part. But a couple caveats here. First of all, this is Tabletop Simulator. We own everything we play on Tabletop Simulator, and we encourage you to do the same thing. So please go out, support Fantasy Flight, buy all the decks if you like them, if they interest you. And so that's my first caveat. My second caveat is I didn't upload these cards myself, so there will be a little bit of fuzziness to some of the cards. Usually the quality is much better, but this is the only way that I can zoom in and show you everything. So I do apologize for that. Hopefully we don't have to deal with them this game. But let's tell you a little bit about Spider before we get started. All right, so one of the only ones that has two cards as the base setup. So you get the Penny Parker card here with a 4 recovery. She's a civilian. She has psychogenic compatibility. During setup, you put the Spider suit into play on its inactive side, which we've got. Face up, and maintenance. It's an alter ego action. Exhaust Spider suit to draw 2 cards. So you can exhaust this to draw 2 cards. And this is a permanent. You can't mess with it. And basically when you flip this card over, you're going to flip this card over. And this card basically says the same thing. But this is an upgrade and an interface upgrade. And that is important because we got sync ratio here, which is a resource. Exhaust an interface upgrade you control to generate that upgrade's resource. So this case, it would be a wild resource. So you could use your pilot to generate a wild resource. Now, the reason you need these extra card draws and extra resources is because you got a hand size of 3 here and a hand size of 4 on this side. It's a really neat mechanism where you're going to be exhausting multiple things and you've got to decide, do I want to use this for the recovery or do I want to use it on the other side to use as a wild resource? Same thing here. Do I want to attack, thwart, or whatever? Or do I want to use this to draw 2 cards because of the maintenance ability? So as you're flipping over, it gives you multiple options what to do with your cards and stuff. But let's see what cards we draw. Unfortunately, we only have a 4 card hand size, so let's get going and see what we get. Oh, we got Spider Command. This is a hero action. It's a support that costs 1, exhaust Spider Command, and an interface upgrade, which, as we remember, this is an interface upgrade, your pilot, so you could exhaust that to draw a card. So do I want to use her for a card draw or do I want to use her for a resource? Also hero action, exhaust Spider Command to choose to discard a card from your hand to ready an interface upgrade. So I can discard a card to ready this card. Very good card. It's permanent support, get to put it in play. Super happy to have it on the first turn. Let's see what we got here. An upgrade, Unshakable. By the way, I am playing with the Precon deck. That is how we do our first impressions. So I am also playing against a standard hero. And we're playing against Sandman in this situation. Figured we'd want to go into the Spider-Verse when we were playing with these new Spider cards. All right, so play only if your identity has at least 14 printed hit points. Your identity gains steady. Steady characters require 2 status cards of the same type to be stunned or confused. I don't think Sandman has a lot of stunned and confused, so I am not going to keep that as part of my opening hand. Flip. Deal 1 damage to a Web Warrior character you control. So it's a 2-cost protection event. So I would have to do it to myself. I would have to take a damage. I am a Web Warrior when I flip over, active Web Warrior. So, yep, I could do that to myself and add a total of 2 stun status cards to up to 2 enemies. So if you got a steady enemy, that's really good because that's 2 to them all at once, or you could even spread it around. If you got a minion you got to deal with and the villain, you could do that. It's a good card, but not what I want to see on turn 1 because I want these interface cards. I just want to build up, just a little bit of a build up character. So this is another event card, another basic event card. Play only if you have at least 14 hit points and ready your hero, which is super good for 1 cost. Really good card, but again, not what I'm looking for on turn 1. I'm really looking to build up almost like an Iron Man. So let's go ahead and draw 3 more and see what we get. We got Ejection Protocol. It's 0 cost support. Discard Ejection Protocol to exhaust an interface upgrade you control. Each interface upgrade you control, set your hit point style to 6 and give your identity a tough status card. Then flip to alter ego form. And this doesn't count as your 1 flip a turn, so you could flip up, do this, get yourself tough, flip down, or you could do this to flip yourself down and then flip yourself back up. There are lots of options with this, but it's kind of a neat thematic thing. We're ejecting from the spider robot, and then you're vulnerable because you only have 6 hit points, but you get tough from it and you get a free flip from it as well. So that's kind of a neat card. Web Trap over Hero. It's a hero action attack. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. If you paid for it using a resource generated by your spider suit, stun the enemy, which is pretty good even on turn 1. That's nice. And we got another limitless stamina here. All right, well, the first thing I'm going to do before I get started is the alter ego action, exhaust the suit to draw 2 cards. Let's see more new cards. Alrighty, so we've got Spider Tingle, which is a 1 cost upgrade. It's an interrupt when you would reveal an encounter card, deal 1 damage to a Web Warrior character you control. If that card is a treachery, cancel its when revealed effects and discard Spider Tingle. Not 100% sure about this, but the way we're interpreting this is that you take the damage first before you see the card, and then if it's a treachery, you cancel the card and discard this card itself. So you do take some damage. It's a little bit of a gamble, but there's a lot of treacheries and there's a lot of good treacheries in the game, so it lets protection get rid of some of those at the cost of a little bit of life. And then we got Daredevil here. Ooh, I haven't really seen this card too much. Daredevil, 2 cost ally, 3 life. Response: after Daredevil defends against an attack, move 1 damage from him to an attacking enemy. Oh, so that's kind of neat. Really good for chumping small damage enemies. So really nice. All right, well, I got some stuff here. I'm definitely putting Ejection Protocol in turn 1. Unfortunately, I don't have any good other upgrades, but I am going to flip up anyway. 14 health is too much to just sit here with. So I can use this as a wild resource here if I want to. And I think what I'm going to do is pay this 1 resource to put in my Spider Command and hope I draw something. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Remember, as a hero action, exhaust Spider Command and an interface upgrade. So again, this is an upgrade. It's an interface as a pilot to draw a card. I'm going to do that, see if I get Repurpose. All right, so this is another new card. So it's another protection card. It's an event, 0 cost. Discard a tech upgrade you control. Ready your hero and choose thwart, attack, or defend. Until the end of the round, your hero gets plus X to the chosen power, where X is equal to the upgrade's printed cost. So it slows you down a little bit, but at the benefit of getting a bunch of stuff. Well, I don't have to worry about this right now because I ain't got any tech upgrades, so I don't have to worry about it. So Web Trap no longer is good because I decided to exhaust myself, so I can't pay for it using that. Because of that, then I don't think it's as good a card, but I don't mind keeping it in my hand. Although you only draw 3 cards, so it's a little tough. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm getting rid of Repurpose right now. I'm getting rid of Limitless Stamina to pay for Daredevil, because why not? We got 1 attack, we got 2 thwart. I'm going to go ahead and use him for his 2 thwart because I think I'm going to chump with him. We'll get rid of that threat because I'm planning on flipping down as soon as humanly possible. All right, so let's ready everything up. I'm going to hold on to Web Trap, I think, because I would just love to stun and do 5 damage. I mean, that's all good. Unfortunately, though, that means I only get to draw 2 cards, which is a great... Oh my gosh, another Web Trap and Venom. Venom, it's a 4-cost hero, which is not inexpensive. Only 1/1 with 3 health, so let's see what their special is. Venom gets +1 thwart and +1 attack for each sim counter on her. Hero response: after Venom enters play, place 1 sim counter on her for each resource generated by the spider suit's sync ratio ability to pay for her. Oh my gosh. So just at the start, if you pay using this card, and there are other interface cards, I promise you. So if you pay using that card, she's going to be a 2/2, Addie Brock. So pretty neat right off of the bat. And obviously, this is a multiverse character. A lot of the allies are from the multiverse as well. So Eddie Brock obviously is this multiverse's version of Eddie Brock, and Venom with the hashtag here. So kind of neat. It's a really cool card, but not anything I really need on turn 1. So let's go ahead and we're done with our turn. So we got one here. Sandman is going to attack, and it says when Sandman attacks you, that attack deals indirect damage. Totally forgot about that. If your identity takes any amount of damage from this attack, resolve Surging Sands ability on the streets. So Surging Sands is you place a counter here, so it's already on 4. It would go up to 5. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to the number of sand counters here. As a hero action, you can exhaust any character you control to remove sand counters from here equal to that character's attack. So it's not considered an attack. So with that being said, I'm going to defend this. So I defend for 2. Sandman attacks for 2. Let's pray. Yes. So no counters on there. So I don't take any damage. Indirect damage, both blocked by my 2 defense. Awesome. So I took no damage there, so we don't resolve Surging Sands. So let's go ahead and draw our card and see what we get. You cannot thwart this scheme. Alter Ego action. Well, that's not great, although Alter Ego action is pretty good. 3 per player. Spend 2 resources of any type. Remove threat from this scheme equal to your Alter Ego's recover. If your identity has the civilian trait, you get to draw a card in addition to that. Well, that is not wonderful. Spending 2 resources for a character that is just starved for resources is not wonderful. Do I have to exhaust my spend 2 resources? You don't have to exhaust those, so that's good. Maybe I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen here. All right, here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to exhaust this and spend a web trap here. Deal 5 damage to the enemy if you paid for this using a resource. So I'm going to pay for this other web trap. So deal 5 damage to an enemy if you paid for it using a resource generated by Spider Suit's ability, which I did. Also stun the enemy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, boom, boom. And stunned. Not tough. Stunned. Stunned, way better. Then, sure, Daredevil will exhaust to remove one of those sand counters. That helps at least a little bit. Do I flip over and try to get rid of this? So what I could do, and what I will do, and this is what I love about this character. Again, so many different options. I am going to exhaust Spider Command and choose and discard a card from your hand to ready an interface upgrade. Oh, that would just ready me, which would mean I could heal, which would not be great. I was trying to ready my suit here, but that doesn't look possible. I don't love having Venom. I don't need Venom in my hand, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. I mean, I could ready myself, which doesn't really let me do anything because this will be exhausted. So for now, I'm going to hold on to Venom. Do I flip down is the question. So we got an acceleration, so this will be up to 3. No. Sandman's stunned. I'm not going to do that. I really need to draw more cards, but I wouldn't be able to do that this turn anyway. So I'm just going to ready. I'm going to get rid of Venom. I'm going to draw my 3 cards, and I'm going to call it a day. I guess I could have done Ejection Protocol to flip face down. I would drop my hit points to 6, but I'd get a tough status card. And what would that let me do, though? Nothing. So what am I talking about? There's no benefit to that. Ooh, all right. So, Speed Metal Ally. This gives me +2 defense. And I got Host Spider. Exhaust Host Spider to ready my suit. So, all this really, really good stuff. I think I'm not going to try to use my suit this turn, so I can flip down and get those 3 on it. Yes, that seems like the best thing. And then we've already seen Limitless Stamina. So again, it's 1 cost upgrade here, which gives me +2 to my defense. But it is also an upgrade and an interface upgrade, so I can use it for a resource as well. And then this one is Host Spider. It lets me unexhaust my suit, which is amazing, but it also can be used for a wild resource as well. So very cool. And then Limitless Stamina, again, you can ready your hero. So these interface upgrades is really what this deck is built around. So really neat to get a couple of them, although I would have liked not both of them on the same turn, but what are you going to do? All right, so we got an acceleration here. So we're accelerating 2. Oh, I don't know why I exhausted Sandman. I have no idea. so random. Okay, then Sandman would attack, but Sandman is stunned. So then we just draw a card and see what happens. The villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. Well, there's no minions engaged with me. It's just the villain. If I defend, then I don't get to draw the 2 extra cards. I need them this turn for this Host Spider, so I am not going to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to take the 2 damage plus whatever is flipped, which is nothing, which is actually pretty good. All right, so I do take 2 damage there. We are going to resolve this City Streets Surging Sand, so that goes up to 4. So we discard 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're trying to deck you. This Sandman's whole thing is trying to get through the deck. When you do get through the deck, you're going to take 3 indirect damage to the first player. So Sandman's all about going through his deck faster. So that was my whole turn. We got this stupid thing here with acceleration. We got 3 threat there. None of this is good. So if I do this, I don't have a way to ready it again. I could do this to draw a card. I don't know how that helps me either, though. I really want to get this Host Spider out and this Speed Metal Alloy out. Those are my primary concerns. All right, I'm going to do something a little bit crazy here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Ejection Protocol. So I discard this, exhaust each interface upgrade I control. So I'm not doing that first. First thing I'm doing is exhausting this to put this into play. So now I got this, gives me +2 defense. Great. So now I'm going to discard this. So exhaust each interface upgrade you control. So that exhausts this, gets rid of this, set your hit point dial to 6. So my hit point's at 6. Give yourself the tough status. So I am now tough. And flip to your alter ego side. So I flip to my alter ego side. The reason I did this is that does not count as my 1 flip a turn. I was being flipped by the card. Now I can exhaust my suit to draw 2 cards, which seems good to me. So let's see what the 2 new ones are. Oh my gosh. Aunt May and Uncle Ben. Exhaust Aunt May and Uncle Ben to discard the top 2 cards of the deck. 3 instead if you are in alter ego form, and add each spider card discarded this way to your hand. This is now a tough choice. Rapid Deployment. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. If you paid for this card with a resource generated by a sync suit, then you get to remove 3 more threat from a scheme. Both of those cards are really good. I may hold on to some stuff here and just not do what I was planning on doing, which is put Host Spider in. The problem is I'd have to spend all 3 of these resources to put a Host Spider in, which would let me ready and do something this turn, which would be kind of good. Would be really good, actually. I need to remove some threat here, or I'm about to lose on turn 1, right at the beginning of the game. But Aunt May and Uncle Ben is so good. If I do that, I mean, I'm praying, right? So I put this in, and now I can exhaust this to discard 3 cards. 1, 2, 3, and then I add any card that is a spider card directly to my hand, which is this. Now I have another problem because I have too many good cards in my hand. Oh gosh, because this is my last interface upgrade. There are 4 of them in the deck. This one gives me +2 to my attack, but it costs 2. I don't have 2 resources right now. So again, I've got all these resources, all this different stuff, but none of it is really what I need. And I just don't go through my deck fast enough. I'm only halfway. Well, I guess I'm halfway through. Aunt May and Uncle Ben will definitely help with that. But let me go ahead and flip back up. I am tough. I did lose half of my life, but I am still tough. And I do have a chumper here as well. But I just can't afford for them to scheme right now with this looking the way it is. So I'm going to exhaust Daredevil, remove one of these sand counters here, because that's only on a hero as a hero action. Man, this is so tough because, all right, I'm just going to have to just discard Rapid Deploy. Well, you know what? I may as well do Spider Command to exhaust Spider Command, choose and discard a card from your hand, and ready an interface upgrade, which just gives me a resource, which is, I mean, fine. I can ready that. Now I have a resource. I mean, I could put in Web Fluid. I could put this one in, but then I'm discarding this, which lets me ready my suit, which seems not great. I'm not doing that. Hopefully I can remove some threat this turn. I mean, this is the attack one, not the threat removing one. Whatever. It is what it is. All right, so let's ready everything up. I will draw my 1 card from my 3 card hand side. Oh my gosh. When Spider Suit takes a basic thwart, add +2 to its thwart. Oh my gosh. So I literally have all of my upgrades in my hand all at the same time. Now, thankfully, I do have some resources I can pay for them with, but it's just that's so brutal. That's so brutal to have all those in my hand. Hopefully Aunt May and Uncle Ben will draw me some other cards which I can play next turn to actually be able to do stuff. All right, so let's not worry about that right now. We are going to have to add 2 threat to the scheme, which is what it is, and then we are going to get attacked. Oh, I'm tough. So, of course it's +0. Why wouldn't it be? So I am going to lose my tough card, and I am going to be done with that. Now we draw one of their cards, and please don't attack me again. Peril. While you resolve this card, other players can't help you. When revealed, choose. Place an acceleration token on the main scheme. What? Deal 3 indirect damage after an acceleration token is placed here. I'd rather not do that. Or exhaust the character you control and spend a resource of any type. Wow. These are 2 awful, awful, terrible options here. Yeah. I don't want to do either of those things. Thanks, Peril card. Okay, so I will discard acceleration token. I take 3 damage. Or I basically spend a resource, which means I'm going to get rid of one of these things. You know what? I'm doing this. Exhaust the character you control. So I'm going to exhaust Daredevil. That's pretty bad. I don't want to discard these cards, but you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So I'm not going to get plus attack anytime soon. It's fine. And it's a loss of a resource basically for a long time, but I just can't take 3 more damage. That seems too bad. All right. So beginning of my turn, I'm going to exhaust Aunt May and Uncle Ben, and I'm going to, ooh, so this is one we haven't seen before. A 3-cost tech upgrade, Force Field Generator, uses 6 energy counters, max 1 per player. Forced Interrupt, when you would take any amount of damage, remove that many energy counters from here. For each energy counter removed this way, prevent 1 damage. So it's basically 6 free life. Now it is a Forced Interrupt, and you must remove it for every point of damage. So it's not like that controllable what you do with it, but it's basically 6 extra hit points. And when they say stuff like, if you take damage, do whatever, you don't do any of that. So that's an awesome card. So that was 1 card. Now I don't get to do 3 because I'm not on my alter ego side, but I get to do 2. Oh, and here we go. All right, this is a great card. All systems go. It's a 1-cost event. It's a hero action. Choose to ready each interface upgrade you control, all of them. Or search your deck and discard pile for an interface card. So that would let me pull that one out of my discard pile. Totally forgot that was a thing on this card. So I can use all systems go to dig it out of my discard pile. Forgot I could do that, but you'll see what I'm actually going to do with this in a second. First, going to exhaust these 2 things right here to put my thwarting card into play. So now I have this. I'm going to use this resource to do all systems go and ready each interface upgrade you control. So boom, 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 all ready. Now I am going to exhaust these 3 for their resource. So here I get a mental. So just if you look, I get a mental resource in the lower left corner of this card here. You'll see it's got a mental resource. So that's what it generates. Here I get a fist, and for my pilot, I get a wild resource. So I'm spending those 3 resources to put in the host spider. It's a hero action. Exhaust it to ready your suit, which is awesome. So what am I going to do? Start by thwarting for 2. Then, oh, that's right. You got to get rid of this on your alter ego side by spending resources. Well, that's not really an option right now. So I'm not going to worry about that. I can't get rid of this right now. So I'm going to exhaust this to ready this, and I'm going to remove 2 more threat. So even though I can't get rid of this quite yet, I was able to get rid of quite a bit of threat anyway. And who knows? I might just have to keep doing that because I don't know how I'm going to get rid of that. But anyway, unfortunately, we still got a bunch of sand counters on here, but that's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. So let's ready up. Oh, I did do Aunt May and Uncle Ben. This is so good. So, because normally 3 cards, it takes forever to get through your deck. So this lets you cycle 2 more cards each time. And if any of them are spider, you draw them into your hand. Now I get 1, 2, 3, 4 resources a turn, which I can either choose to use for resources or use them for adding thwart, adding defense, you know, getting my spider suit ready, all that stuff. So yeah, I just love this character. So many fun options what to do with literally every card you have in front of you. I am going to go ahead and draw my 3-card hand size. Woohoo! Who knew I'd be so excited? More all systems go. So boom, boom, boom. I can play stuff, and then I can ready all my stuff back up again, which is awesome. Spider Ham. It's a 2 attack, 2 thwart, 3 life card. This is one of those cards I apologize the skin is not great for. Play only if you control a Web Warrior card. After Spider Ham attacks or thwarts, discard the top card of the encounter deck. For each boost icon discarded this way, Spider Ham takes 1 damage. 2/2's pretty good, but you might only get 1 use out of it. And it seems worse higher the villain is. So the more boost icons you have in this villain deck, if you're playing expert, whatever else, the worse Spider Ham seems to be. But in this situation where I'm playing a basic villain, actually not too bad. So we also got Spider-Man here. This is Otto Octavius Spider-Man, so a different Spider-Man. We got a bunch of these now. Play only if you're a Web Warrior. Another basic ally. Response: after you play Spider-Man from your hand, ready an upgrade you control. If that upgrade has the tech trait, draw a card. Well, yes, please, and thank you. So we know we're doing that next turn. Yeah, I'm going to have a lot of thwart, which unfortunately I can't really do a whole lot with. I don't have my attacky card. I could use all systems go to search my deck and discard pile for that attack card and get it. No, I don't think I want to do that, though. I think I want to get all my resources back. We'll see, because I might be flipping to Alter Ego this turn, getting rid of this. So maybe I get the attack card. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I could just put all these things in also with that all systems go. So anyway, first thing, we got 2 acceleration because of this. Then he's going to attack me. I could defend for 2. Oops, this one. I could defend for 2. And actually, I could defend for 4 here. I'm going to defend for 4. So I take this attack, reveal this card. Attach to Sandman. When you would deal any amount of damage to Sandman, discard it and resolve the Surging Sands ability. So yes, I would do no damage and then resolve that. So we got 3 threat up here. We got that. Let's go ahead and draw our encounter card now. Ooh, Common Criminal. This card gets Surge, Alter Ego action. Spend a fist to deal 3 damage to the Common Criminal. If this minion was defeated this way, choose to either draw a card or remove 3 threat from a side scheme. Ooh, cannot thwart this scheme, but that's not thwarting. So that would get rid of that side scheme. Interesting. Okay, well, now some other things are being thought about, but it does Surge. Another Common Criminal. Oh my gosh. Surges again. Family and Friends. Obligation. While in hero form, increase the resource cost of each event you play by 1. Alter Ego action. Discard 1 identity-specific card from your hand. Discard this obligation. Man. Alright, so this is not fun. So this is in front of me. So in hero form, increase the resource cost of each event you play. So event. Well, so that does mean all systems go, sadly. And I have to discard a what? Identity specific card, which would be all systems go. All right, well, there's some options here. Let's start by doing this. So this event would cost 1 additional. So Spider Ham's my fist also. But I do want to put this into play. If you play Spider-Man from hand, ready an upgrade you control. If it's a tech trait, draw a card. Okay, so I'm going to do 1, 2 to play this. Now I get to ready a tech upgrade I control. So I'm going to get this one ready. I'm going to ready my hero. I am going to thwart for 4 off main. Now I've got this sitting here. So I can get 2 attack, but then you would just be dead right away. I have 1 attack here, which I could plink this off. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to exhaust Spider-Man to remove 2 sand counters from there. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. And then do I attack with Daredevil, which would, I mean, thwarting seems better, right? Because that's a 2 thwart. So maybe I hold on to Daredevil for now. I got all these common criminals and I got this stupid obligation. So let me flip to my Alter Ego side. Now I'm going to exhaust Aunt May and Uncle Ben to discard 3 cards while you're on your Alter Ego side. So we've seen this one before. Going to discard a second one. All systems go, so I do get to draw that to my hand. And the third one is repurpose. So discard a tech upgrade you control. Ready your hero. Choose attack, thwart, or defense until the end of the round. Your hero gets +X for the chosen power, where X is equal to that upgrade's printed cost. So pretty darn nifty. All right, so I'm going to discard Spider-Ham. Alter Ego action, spend a fist resource, deal 3 damage to the common criminal, which defeats it. If this minion was defeated this way, choose to either draw a card or remove 3 threat from a side scheme. Yes, please, and thank you. That is not a thwart. So this said you cannot thwart this scheme, but that's not a thwart. That is just remove 3 threat. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That gets rid of that acceleration. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh, that was a pain in the butt. So, and this common criminal is gone as well, defeated. Now I still have another common criminal here, but that's all right. We'll take care of that next turn. I'm probably going to keep both of these all systems go, by the way. So good, as you've seen. I get to ready all my stuff, and that'll let me search and grab my upgrade from my discard pile. Yes, please, and thank you. Oh, no, I can't keep both, because I am going to use one of them to discard an identity-specific card to discard this obligation. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hold this, because I got Aunt May and Uncle Ben. That'll let me get stuff. I'm going to hold on to both of these. I think it's fine. This doesn't do anything bad to me while I'm on this side. It just makes all systems go more expensive. Hopefully I draw a card I care much less about. An identity specific card I care much less about. So let's go ahead and ready up and draw up. I draw my 2 cards now on my alter ego side. Woo! Hand size of 4. I may want to heal at some point as well. That might be a good idea. So we got the force field generator, which we know about. 6 counters, counts as life. We got Thwip. Just as a reminder, deal 1 damage to your web warrior character you control. Place 2 stun tokens on 2 enemy cards. Real good. So anyway, so hopefully I will get rid of this obligation. So, well, I mean, I'll definitely get rid of it. I'll just have to figure out how I'm going to do it. So we will see. It depends what Aunt May and Uncle Ben does. I'll probably draw cards as well. I'll probably heal myself as well, so we'll see. I got a lot of stuff going on for next turn, but for now, let's just add 1 here, and then Sandman is going to scheme. Schemes for 1, plus 3 is 4. That's not great. Hopefully we don't draw an advance and get 4 more. This common criminal would scheme, but scheme of 0. So let's draw another card. Ooh, okay. X is equal to the number of sand counters on city streets, so 1 attack right now. When defeated, resolve the Surging Sands ability on the streets. So yeah, lots of reasons to be sad over here right now, but many reasons to be happy. Most namely, it is my turn. Aunt May and Uncle Ben, boom, 3 cards. Come on, all of them be hero specific. No, we got Thwip again, gone. We got Energy Barrier again, gone. We got, oh, I'm sorry, that's Energy Barrier. This was Force Field Generator. All right, so that's 3 cards, none of them useful. We're going to do this to draw 2 more cards and pray. Okay, so none of them are hero specific. So sadly, I am going to get rid of my all systems go to get rid of this obligation. And discard 1, I definitely discard this obligation. This is sadly not gone forever. I have to think about this. Do I want to use all systems go? Well, and then I'm going to heal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I ready all my cards, or do I give myself my +2 attack card? Oh, I have a criminal here. Do I have a fist? I literally have no fists. So I can't get rid of this criminal that way, sadly. I mean, I do have Spider-Man here. I do have Daredevil here. So I could go fetch my card. Oh, Spider-Man Noir. Didn't go over that. So this is a new card. They have X thwart and X attack. 3 life for 3 cost. X is equal to the number of face down cards attached to Spider-Man Noir. Response: after you resolve a treachery, if you control another web warrior card, attach that treachery face down here to a maximum of 3. So basically every treachery card that comes out goes under him, and he becomes more and more powerful, both attacking and thwarting. Up to 3 though. He's a chumper, but I don't know. There's better things I can do with my resources right now. Namely, I think I'm going to put Energy Barrier in. So let's spend 2 to put Energy Barrier in. 3 counters on it. So just as a reminder, anytime I take damage, you can remove a reflection counter to prevent one of it and deal a damage to an enemy, which seems pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and use this to ready and deal 2 damage here. So that's 2 damage. Then I'm going to spend my Spider-Man Noir to do a ready each interface I control, which seems good. Then there's 5 threat. I should probably thwart, huh? So I'll use this to ready, use this to thwart for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I'll remove 1 surging sand from here. So get this down to 0. When I exhaust Daredevil, and then Spider-Man, oh, if he attacks, then that does 2 and he's defeated, which is not necessarily what I want. Why is this so hard? So many choices, so many choices. Oh, I could thwip. So I could spend 2 resources to stun 2 cards. Yes, please. Okay, so that's 1, 2. I will thwip, stunning 2 things. We will stun the common criminal over here. And we will stun Sandman over here. And he attacks for, X is 0 because I removed all the sand counters. So, yeah, that works. All right, I should probably thwart with this one. So, yeah, we'll thwart just to get 1 damage on him. Although, because Sandman attacks indirect, it's not necessarily great to get that down to 0, but whatever. All right, we're doing it. Alrighty, so let's ready up. And we're going to draw up. I think I'm going to hold on to Force Field Generator. It's pretty good. Well, nah. I want to get through my deck. I'm almost done. That will let me reshuffle. And Aunt May and Uncle Ben become a lot better at that point. Remove 3 threat from scheme. If you paid for it using one of these resources, remove 3 threat from a scheme. So it could be 2 different schemes. Could both be from the same scheme. That's pretty good. Although, let's be honest, looking at what we're looking at here, not that good. Spider Tingle's decent. Lets me take damage to try to avoid the when revealed of a treachery. I don't think I've seen Shadows of the Past, so that might be good. But unfortunately, it's an upgrade, so I can't just play it from my hand. So we'll see. We'll see how I end up doing this next turn. All right, we do add 1 threat to the scheme. You are stunned, so you do not attack me. You are also stunned, so you also do not attack me. And then you have 0 attack, so you also do not attack me. All right, let's see. Remember when I talked about Shadows of the Past? Are you kidding me? Come on. All right, Shadows of the Past. And again, I apologize. These cards are not the best quality. But first thing we do is we put in Morbius. It's a 2/2 6 life creature. Force response after engaged hero generates any number of resources. Deal an equal amount of damage to that hero. What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? What do you generate resource? What? Oh my gosh, that is awful. And then we got this over here. Yeah, why not make it 4 threat? Sure. As an additional cost to thwart this scheme, you must spend a, what is that, a lightning resource? I think that's a lightning resource. Oh my gosh, that's such a bad scan, and my cards are already packed away. I'm going on vacation, so sadly I cannot check it. Oh, that was literally awful. So I can't spend resources because I'll just take damage. This is terrible. Literally terrible. Nothing I can do about it. All right, and I don't have my attack card, so there's that as well. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to exhaust this to draw a card. That decks me. Did that on purpose because I'm praying at this point for something good. So decks me, I'm going to take an extra encounter card next turn. Okay, well, energy barrier, great. So Aunt May and Uncle Ben, come on. 1, 2. None of them are hero specific cards, so that doesn't do anything. All right, well, at least I have rapid deployment, so I can thwart some stuff. Let's take care of this first if we can. So I'm going to attack him for 2. Then I'm going to ready myself, attacking for 2 more. So that's 4 damage over here. Then we're going to attack for 2 more. So that gets rid of Morbius, because that is garbage. Like absolute total garbage. That doesn't go away. My Spider-Man ally goes away. So to get rid of this, I got to spend a lightning resource. So this will be my lightning resource. So I'll just spend 1 resource, and I already spent this repurpose from my hand. So that lets me rapid deploy, which removes 3 and then removes 3 again. So we get rid of all this without taking the damage. So I was at 10 damage when all that started. All right, so I don't want to do damage to him because that'll add sand counters, and that'll get rid of my only chumper that I have. So that would be bad. So right now, I do have a resource here. I'm going to spend Spider Tingle and this Psychic Link here to put another energy barrier in. And that should keep me safe for a while, not adding sand counters here, plus let me poke some damage around, all of which makes me happy. So let's go ahead and ready up. I will draw my 3-card hand size. Ooh, limitless stamina. You can ready your hero, another Spider Tingle. So again, Spider Tingle, when you reveal an encounter card, you take a damage. If it turns out to be a treachery, you cancel its when revealed, and you discard this card. So it could give you damage, a bunch of damage, but it also kind of protects you from things like Shadows of the Past. Would have been real good if I'd had that. Also, if I had Spider-Man Noir on, it would go under him, although after Shadows of the Past triggers once, it doesn't really matter a second time. Anyway, all right, we're going to add 1 here, and then Sandman is going to attack me. He attacks for 4. I'm going to defend, yeah, with this limitless stamina, I'm going to defend for 4. Resolve this card's when revealed. When revealed, place 2 sand counters on the city streets. Well, that's not great. Then resolve its Surging Sands ability. If at least 1 Sandman card was discarded this way, you are stunned. Okay. This is my Nemesis card, not a Sandman card, and this is my obligation. That other obligation that I had done earlier was not even my obligation. That was a... Wait a minute. That was an obligation from Down to Earth. That wasn't even my obligation. Oh my gosh. So, all right. Well, thankfully, I did just discard my obligation. Holy moly. All right. I was wondering about that card. That card seemed real bad to be your obligation. It wasn't. That's why. Okay. So I got rid of mine, but none of those were Sandman cards, so I don't get stunned, thankfully. So at least I got that going for me. That was the attack. Only attacked for 2, so that was a waste of this defense card. Fine. Whatevs. Whatevs. Oh, I am not done yet. I am not drawing cards yet. We are first going to attack with this Common Criminal. I'm going to go ahead and use 1 use of this energy barrier to plink a damage over here, defeating this sand guy. When defeated, resolve the Surging Sands ability of the city streets. So we're going to discard 3. 1, 2, 3. Sadly. But city streets, not as under control as they were a second ago. And when I get rid of this, yeah, bad things happen. All right, but let's go ahead now and draw that second card. The Villain Schemes. So the Villain Schemes for 1 plus another 1 is 2. Threat, I'm keeping under control. Now, am I getting any closer to defeating the villain? Absolutely not. Thanks for asking. Sand Smash. When revealed hero. Sandman attacks with +1 attack. And sadly, I am exhausted. So attacking with 3 attack plus a flip of a card is another 3. So that would be 6 damage. We will go ahead and ignore 2 of that damage, but that means I still take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to go down to 1. This is going to go down to 2. And I get to plink 2 damage somewhere. When you deal any amount of damage. All right, so the first one is going to go here. And then this goes up to 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Then second damage I will plink onto this over here. Then because he did damage to me, this resolves again, because every time he attacks and does damage, we resolve the Surging Sands ability. So now we discard 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now more bad stuff's about to happen because we're about to add an acceleration token here. Whenever we add an acceleration token here, we take 3 indirect damage. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so none of that is what I like to call good at all. Not even a little bit good. But for that last card that got discarded, no, because it immediately gets discarded. So yep, that does go in the discard pile. We shuffle it up and more bad stuff can happen. All right. Oh, when I took 3 damage, actually I will ignore 2 of that damage. So I'm back up to 5. I will get rid of this. And I will get rid of this. So good news, I defeated a Common Criminal. There's a lot of threat here. So clearly I would like to thwart that down. Okay, so I am going to first Aunt May and Uncle Ben. Come on, draw something good. Yes, I get to draw that in my hand. And no, I don't draw that one. So all systems go. So I could get my plus attack card, or I could ready up all my resources. Let's think about this, but first things first, I'm going to thwart for 4. Wait, why? Oh, I exhausted because I defended, so let's go ahead and do this to ready myself. Then I'm going to thwart for 4. So let's take all 4 threat off the main scheme. Then I'm going to use this to all systems go to just ready all my cards. Yes, please. Oh, not me. As much as I would like to ready me, that's not going to happen. So first things first, I am going to use this to ready myself. And I am going to exhaust myself to nah, I'm just going to attack. Attack for 2. 1, 2. We'll exhaust you. Daredevil, go ahead and get some sand out of here. Will you? All right, then I'm going to use this card to limitless stamina. Ready your hero is basically what it says. I'm going to attack for 2 again. 1, 2. Then I'm going to exhaust this card to pay for this again. Ready myself and attack again. So 2 more damage. All right, so then I have another resource here, this Psychic Link. I'm going to use this to put into play my Spider Tangle, which may or may not be getting used this turn. We'll see. I mean, it is 1 automatic damage, so I don't know. I'm pretty low on health right now. Really hoping for something good. Actually, I could have drawn a card with this. That might have been the better play. I haven't been using this very well this game. Exhaust it and an interface upgrade to draw a card. I definitely should have done that there instead of, Spider Tangle's fine. It's fine. Gonna add 2 threat to this scheme. Then Sandman's gonna attack. I'm gonna defend with my, let's draw cards first and let's see, because maybe that changes things. Ooh, Venom and Web Trap. All right, so Venom, I could play with 4 counters, would have 5 attack. Yeah, so I'm just going to defend normally here and pray to God that I don't draw more than a 1. Because if I draw a 1, then I can energy barrier it back. And I drew a 1, exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and energy barrier that. The 1 damage doesn't matter as much to me as not taking any damage, so Surging Sands doesn't go off. So I went ahead and took no damage, and then let's draw this card. I am going to take a damage with Spider Tangle. So if this is a treachery, I ignore it. It is a treachery. So yeah, that is actually great. If it is a treachery, cancel its 1 revealed effects and discard Spider Tangle. Yes, please, and thank you. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. When revealed, choose. No, I will not. Thank you very much. This is a little bit more fair than some of those ones that let you ignore treacheries, because it's something where you have to kind of think about it, which I really like. But anyway, guess what's happening this turn? We are putting in a Venom. Web Trap. Ooh, I could just deal 5 damage to the enemy. And let's do this Aunt May and Uncle Ben first. So we do 2 cards here. Ooh, 1 is an all systems go. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So I get to do both things, by the way, is what that means. All right. So first things first, I'm going to play Venom. So Venom costs 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm using all 4 of my interface cards to pay for Venom. What it says is Venom gets +1/+1 for each sim counter. After Venom enters play, place a sim counter on her for each resource generated by Spider Suit's sync ratio ability to pay for her. Well, I spent all 4, so 4 counters, which makes her a 5/5 with 3 life. Yeah, that works for me. Okay, so we are going to attack. Let's just go ahead and do this now and see what happens when we advance Sandman. So we advance the stage, then we resolve the Surging Sands ability. That's fine. This goes up to 5. We discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am not that worried about Surging Sands at this point. 18 life left on Sandman. Now we are going to do Discard Repurpose, which is a great card. Discard a tech upgrade. So if I discarded this Host Spider here, I would get 3. So what it means is ready your hero and choose attack, thwart, or defense until the end of the round. Your hero gets +X to the chosen, where it's the printed cost. So the printed cost here would be 3. I'd ready myself, get +3 to my attack or whatever. I mean, it's a really good card, but not as good as All Systems Go, which is just ready each interface upgrade that you control. By the way, I still have one more. I still have my attack one that I have not seen since the beginning of the game. So we are going to Web Trap here. It is a 5 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this using a resource generated by spiders, stun the enemy. So boom, boom. And we're going to do 5 damage and stun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you are stunned. I think you're starting to see why I love this spider card. It is just so good. It's so fun. All right, so I'm going to use this to ready myself, and I could thwart for +2. Let me do this. Let me exhaust spider command, end an interface upgrade, and draw a card. So let's go ahead and do that. Before I ready myself, let's do that. Energy barrier. Okay, never mind. I'm readying myself. I'm probably going to discard energy barrier. I almost definitely am. I'm going to thwart for 2. I would hate to lose to an advance at this point in the game. So I'm going to discard energy barrier. I'm going to ready up and draw up to my 3. Oh, I got this one over here. Daredevil will just remove a sand counter. There you go. I do care about sand counters. There you go. All right, now we're going to ready up, and we are going to draw our 3-card hand size. Another web trap. Not going to complain about that. And rapid deploy, remove up to 6 threat. Seems good. And unshakable. And hopefully when I draw cards, I draw my attack upgrade, because I still don't have that one. That would be nice. All right, so we're going to add 2. You are stunned, so you do nothing. Then we're going to draw a card, and it says Peril. Choose to place an acceleration token on the main scheme or exhaust a character you control and spend a resource of any type. Okay, well, this is much less painful now. We'll do that. We'll spend that resource. This goes away. Yes, that doesn't seem nearly as bad as it did originally when it was terrible when I was trying to build up early in the game. Okay, we're going to use Aunt May and Uncle Ben to, come on. Okay, so I don't need to use rapid deploy. I don't really care about that, and I don't really care about unshakable. So what we're going to do is we are going to exhaust this and exhaust this interface to draw a card. More unshakable. So more stuff I could care less about. Well, all right, fine. So I do need to use one of these. So I'll use my Psychic Link, and I'll use one of these unshakables to play Web Trap. That's 5 damage and stun again. Seems good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stunned. We are going to now attack with Venom for 5 again. Well, I guess all of this was a little moot because I am defeating the enemy here. We will go ahead and attack for 2. Then we will ready ourselves and attack for 2 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get to our final thoughts. All right, final thoughts time on Spider. What do I think about Spider? I love Spider. This might be my new favorite hero. She just does so many cool things. She does so many neat tricks. As you saw, I used my ejection thing earlier so I can get a free flip, so I can draw extra cards. I love that you have to choose to use your cards for resources or use them to do whatever they do, add to your thwart, add to your attack, whatever else. I love being able to ready my hero. That's always a fun thing. You know, I like the fact that you're a pilot. When I first saw this hero, when I first took it out, I'm like, what are they thinking? They have another hero that has 4 cards on one side, 3 cards on the other. Don't believe that hype at all. You don't have 4 cards because you can draw 2 by exhausting your suit. You don't have 3 cards on the other side because you at least have 1 free resource. So it's 4 resources minimum. If you mulligan good at the beginning of the game, and look, there's a little bit of random luck draw at the beginning of the game to see if you can get upgrades. I mean, if you certainly get 1 or 2 in that starting hand or that interface card that'll let you search for 1 or 2. There are 3 of those in your deck, so 3 chances to search for cards, and later on 3 chances to just get all your resources back. Spider is such a fun hero, and it's such a good hero. I really, in any situation, if you watch our stream channel, we just played and I did things like remove peril cards and things like that, then readied all my resources up again. I could remove another peril card if I needed to, or use my resources for whatever. I could blow up my cards using some of these new protection cards. That's the other thing this deck has. It has really good protection cards in here. You know, some of the things in here avoid treachery cards. You know, that let me basically at the end of the game for 1 damage take, you know, what, half of the deck out of the equation because treachery card just went away and got removed. But I still think it's fair because you have to take the damage and you have to decide ahead of time. So there's a lot of things that this comes with, that this deck comes with. This is one of my favorite hero packs, if not my favorite hero pack. I love protection all along. There's some really fun, good cards here. There are also cards that make Hulk better in this deck. There are cards that make Spider herself better, makes Thor better, makes She-Hulk better. So just makes a lot of heroes that we've already had better as well. I just love everything about it. I love this Web Warrior theme that they're doing here. There's a lot of Web Warrior cards. Not a lot in this deck, but there's more Web Warrior cards in this deck. 2 or 3 at least. And a lot of them are basic as well. So I love how they've fleshed out Guardians. They fleshed out really well. Now Web Warriors are really well fleshed out. So I just love how they're doing these themes with these different hero groups. So I don't know. I loved it. You could probably tell that. Please, if you like Marvel Champions, start watching us on Friday nights. I also have a Spider-Ham video. Go check that one out as well. That should be posting either today or tomorrow. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you soon. Bye!